So my little boy is starting kindergarten next month, and I don't know where the last 5 years of my life went. I can't believe he's already starting school. And with this comes a lot of nerves on my part, but then also a lot of excitement. I mean, there is so much research to show that kindergarten, early education, is one of the most fundamental years of our entire educational experience. This is where we decide whether we like to be in school or not, whether we like learning, whether we love our teachers, whether we like school. So naturally, as we're a month out, I'm kind of on pins and needles right now because I desperately want for my little boy to love being at school. I want him to love kindergarten. So here's some things that I really hope he gets out of his kindergarten experience. I want him to get to play a lot. I want him to have recesses throughout the day. I want his time to be largely unstructured. Time for him to get to work with his friends, work with his hands, have social interaction. I want him to skin his knees, require Band-Aids. I want him to come home with his hands dirty. I want him to talk about how much fun he had on the playground. I want him to get in conflict with his friends and learn how to deal with them. I want him to learn how to make friends. My little boy has lots and lots of energy, and I hope he gets lots of opportunity to burn that energy and have physical exercise and move and be outside no matter what the weather. There's so much research to show how much value there is for students to get to play when they're in kindergarten and the rest of their education experience. And I hope in his kindergarten year he gets lots of opportunities to have unstructured and also purposeful playtime. I also want my little boy to love to learn reading and writing this year. I love reading books. I love the world that they open up for me, but this didn't start until later in life. I don't want him to have to wait years and years for that to happen. I can't wait for him to come home and tell me what he's reading, and I can't wait for him to escape to the other room so he can dive into more and more books. I can't wait for my little boy to learn how to read and then just start this whole adventure the rest of his life as a reader and a writer to create his own stories. I can't wait for him to get into this world that I already love, that I know that he will as well. I hope kindergarten reinforces something that my little boy already knows, that he is an artist. I hope he doesn't create for grades. I hope he doesn't create just to make me happy or just to make his teacher happy. I hope my little boy gets lots and lots of opportunities to create for the sake of creating, to build his confidence, reinforce this fact that he is talented, that he has skills, and I can't wait for him to have teachers to help refine those skills and push him forward and just help him become more and more of an artist. In kindergarten, I want my little boy to learn how to work hard. I want him to see what happens when you put in the hard work, when you learn to focus. I want him to learn that you don't always have to be entertained and that sometimes boring is okay. Sometimes intense focus is okay. And I know that kindergarten can help him do that. And I know if he becomes a strong, hard worker in kindergarten, that's going to serve him really well the rest of his school experience and then obviously into the rest of his life. And probably the most important one, I hope in kindergarten, my little boy continues to love learning. That kid can stare at an earthworm for 20 minutes and just wonder what it's made of and where did it come from and why does it come out of the ground when it rains. He is so interested in learning right now, and I don't want that to end just because he gets to school. I don't want school to take that love away from him, but instead I want it to support it. I want his teachers to help water that love and grow it, help him fall in love with new subjects, fall in love with science and math and reading and writing and English and the world and cultures and other people and diversity. I want him to love learning more and more and more. This is perhaps what I want most of his kindergarten year, for it to reinforce how important it is to be a lifelong learner. And what excites me so much is that it all starts in 1 month. This is where his entire K-12 journey and formal learning experience begins. And I want it to be wonderful. I want it to be memorable. I want it to be engaging. I want it to be challenging. I want it to be epic. And so kindergarten teachers, thanks for the fundamental work you do in all of our lives. Thanks for setting the stage for the rest of us. And every other teacher, I think we could all take a page out of the book from kindergarten teachers and make sure that we put play in the work that we have our students do, that we make it fun, that we find ways to make it engaging, that sometimes it's unstructured, that we allow challenges to happen, that we still open the doors for our students to love what they're reading and love what they're writing and love the problems that they're solving. And I hope all educators can continue to help our students love learning. And perhaps most for my son's kindergarten experience, I hope he remembers how much his daddy and mommy love him so much, and I hope he doesn't forget us while he's gone all day. Are you sure we can't homeschool?